Now, operators. So we have seen that how we create a script tag, how many script tags we can have, variable declaration rules, what type of rules are there, right? How do we change the variable value? Then how do we access the variable also? By using your variable name, and you can print it directly in the console or in the alert box, right? That's what we have seen yesterday. Now, operators. So how many types of operators we have? Again, operators is a thing which is common in every technology, right? And almost same also. Might be somewhere, it might be something extra in backend technology, but almost operators are same in .NET, Java, PHP, Python, Angular, TypeScript or JavaScript. Okay. So we have arithmetic operators. So I don't have to, what do we say? I don't have to explain arithmetic one, plus, minus, multiply, into, modular. Those are nothing but your arithmetic operator. Okay. So after arithmetic operator, we have one operator that is called assignment operator. What is assignment operator? What is
Assign
assignment operator?
assign value to the variables.
So equal to. This is nothing but your assignment operator. Okay. So when you create a variable and you use equal to, so this is nothing but your assignment operator. You are assigning some value to this variable. Okay. Where num2 is equal to 23. So we have two variable. Let's say I want to do the addition of it. So where result, or you can say sum, is equal to num1 plus num2, and we will console.log we will print, I will say sum plus sum. Let me on this page. Let's open it side by side. Okay. So here if you check the console, we got sum as the 35. So whatever the value you have in the num1 and num2, that got added, and the result is stored into this variable. This is nothing but your assignment and arithmetic operator addition. Let's say I have created num3 is equal to, in double quote I'm putting 12, and where num4 is equal to 44. Now where sum2 is equal to num3 plus num4. What will be the addition of it now? What will be the value in sum2? Hmm. What will be the value over here now?
1244.
Okay, 1244. It won't add actually, it will concatenate. Okay, see, save, reload, 12 and 44. Now in JavaScript, plus is a kind of operator which we use for two purposes. One for the addition and another for the concatenation. Concatenation means joining the value of two variables. Now how it behaves, if both the variable value is having integer, then it will add. Now here in num1 and num2 both were integers, so it has done properly addition, 35. But here one is a string value and another is a number value, so it will concatenate. Understood? This only happens with plus operator. Why I'm telling you this? Because there are coding snippets around this. When we give the interview, they ask you some, they will provide you some code and they will ask you what will be the output of this. So there are some coding snippets around this plus operator. When plus double quotes, you will have value and then number they will ask you to add. Okay, but let's say where subtraction num3 minus let's go num4 minus num3. Now what will happen over here? What will happen over here? We are again using num4 which is integer and num3 which is string, and we are trying to minus it. What will happen? See. Okay, it is working properly. It is doing the minus. Same way as that. Multiplication, divide, everything will work the fine. Doesn't matter value is inside the double quotes or not. Just with the plus, that is the problem, because plus operator we use for two purposes: addition and concatenation. So if both the operands are integer, it will add, otherwise it will concatenate. Make sense? Okay. Now again, like addition, your divide and multiply is the same, no change. So I'm not covering that. Now let's say you have this num1 variable which initial value is 12. Now if I want to increase this variable value by 1, how we can do that? I want to increase the num1 value by 1. Whatever the value you have, I just want to increase it by 1. Where new num1 is equal to original value num1 plus 1. Correct? Yes or no? This is only what you will do. No, you just have to increase the variable value of num1 by num plus 1. So what I did, I created a new variable, and there I use num1 plus 1. So this will print a new value like this. So num1 was 12, so it will print 13 over here. Okay. Or same thing also you can do. Let's say you don't want the new variable, same variable value you want to update. So this you will copy, paste it over here. Same output you get, 13. You instead of storing that into a new variable, you initialize the same value again with its old value plus new value. Got it? This also does the same thing. So what we did it over here, we used the old value plus added 1, and then we got the new value. But instead of this, you can use increment operator. Okay, so num1 plus plus. So what it will does, whatever the value you have it in this variable, it will increment this by 1. Num1 plus plus. So I have written this num1 2. So here num1 value is 13. Then here it should go 14, and here it should go 15. So see now. I will say after increment. See, we got 15. So num1 plus plus. So this is an increment operator. How many times you use? Every time that value will get increment by 1. Again, it's not like again if you want to increment by 2, so you will write plus plus 2 more time. That doesn't work. Only by 1 you have. So only 2 times plus you can add above the after the number. So it will increment the variable value by 1. Just like this opposite, we have decrement operator. So num1 minus minus. So till over here, variable value was 15. If you print the same value again, you will get 14 over here after decrement. Reload. See, variable value got reduced by 1. Understood? Increment and decrement operator. Clear, everyone? Okay. Anyone having any doubt?
Sir, if I use plus plus before the num1, then what would be the output?
No, that is not the possible. See, Plus one is there, single plus. Let's say num1, and we will print it. After increment plus plus reload. Oh, it increased. Hmm. Let's
No,
try minus.
actually, Chetan,
Hmm.
they will tell like if we use plus plus after that post increment, so it will increment first and then only it will update on the memory. We do plus plus earlier, which is a pre-increment, it will
Hmm.
update immediately. I'm not sure. Like this,
I also didn't
some
try
definition is
this.
there for
Hmm. But normally
like
single
this.
plus
There
we
is
use.
some difference between plus plus in the starting and plus plus in.
Okay, let it be. Not to worry. Okay, it does the same thing, but I have not seen someone using it. We use it after this only. Okay, so don't keep this in mind, and no one is going to ask you this also. Okay, simple variable, then plus plus, and variable, then minus minus. Increment by one and then decrement by one. Okay, now. So this is your arithmetic operator where we have plus, minus, multiply, modulus, then divide, and then this increment and decrement operator. After that, we have uh, what operator we say? Comparison operator. Okay. Now comparison operator is like you have two variable and you want to compare the value of it. Either it is less than, greater than, same, not same. Comparison. It can be anything. It's when we talk about comparison, it's not only about less than and greater than. It can be is value same or is value different. That is also there. Okay. So where num44 is equal to 23, where num55 is equal to 43. Now I need to check if num44 has the value greater than num55. Okay. So console dot log num44 is, let's say, less than num55. So what will be the output of this? What will be the output of this?
True.
Boolean value, right? True or false. Okay, because currently num44 is less than 43, so we got true over here. So whenever you do the comparison, output will be Boolean. So either you can directly print it or you can store it into another variable also, where is num44 greater. Now I'm writing the vice versa condition. Num44 greater than num55. So what will be the output now?
False.
Right? False only. Because num44 is not greater than my num44, num55. We got false over here. Okay. So this is your less than, greater than, like that. Again, you have a less than or equal to also, right? So let's say both the variable are value same. Still, it will produce the same result. See, okay, this will change because currently num4 is not less than num5. It is same, so it will fails false. But here num4 is greater than num5, it will still fail because both are same, so it is not greater, so it is still false. But let's say we want to check if num4 is either greater than or equal to, so you use equal to sign. Now you will get true over here. In the last, you got true because here you are writing two condition. You are checking either if the num4 is greater than num5 or equal to. So if you want to write like that, so use the equal to sign. Okay. Just like that, if I want to check if both the numbers are same or not. So where is num same? So num44 equal to num55. Okay. So we will print it. So see, it is printing true because both the variable are having the same value. Okay. Let's try with string variable where stud1 is equal to num1 where num2 is equal to num1. Okay, is name same stud1 equal to stud2, and I will print this. What will be the output of this? What will be the output of this?
I think false
Why?
because JavaScript is case sensitive.
Right? Because here we have small n and here have capital N, so both are different things. Every character, whatever you write, it has a different ASCII value, correct? So both are different value, case sensitive, you can say. We don't call it case sensitive, but every character, that ASCII value. So every character what we write, either it is capital or small, it holds a different ASCII value. Okay? Both are different value. This is small case and this is capital case. Now, where number 1 is equal to, in single quote I'm putting as 2, where number 2 is equal to, be on mute, background noise is coming. So is both same. Number 1 equal to number 2 is both same, is both same. What will be the print output now of this?
True.
Anyone like to go with false? Because here it is a string value and here it is a number value.
Double equal means check the value.
Right? So see, what we have used, double equal to. So double equal to means it will only check the value. But if where is triple same is equal to same, just instead of double equal to, I will use triple equal to. See, what we got, false. Understood? So when you use double equal to, it will just compare the value itself, not the data type. Okay, this is a tricky question they ask in JavaScript coding snippet. Some coding snippets are there involved where they will use double equal to and triple equal to. And in some if condition, they will use it and they will ask you the output. So always check, double equal to only compares the value, not the data type. But triple equal to compare the value and the data type. Both the values has to be also same and both the data type also has to be the same. Then only you will get true. Clear? Understood everyone? Those who are saying this for the first time, most of you might already know it. Double equal to compare just the value, but triple equal to compare value plus data type also. So that's why when you use double equal to, it says true, but for triple equal to, it says false. Clear everyone? Okay. Now if I have to write the vice versa, what will be the vice versa of this? What will be vice versa of this? Whatever we did, what will be the opposite of this? We compared it equal to. So what will be opposite of this?
Not equal.
Not equal to. We just need to check if both the variable has the different value or not. So is not same. So what you use? Number 1 not equal to number 2. Same with if you want to go with triple, so it will be like not equal, not triple, not double, like this. Okay, so this is with single not equal to, this is with double not equal to. This will check only the value, this will check the data type. If it is different, now tell me out of this will be true or false? What will be the output of this?
False.
False. Why?
False.
We have used single equal to, right?
Yes.
It's like double equal to. We are comparing, but vice versa. It will only check the value. Is sorry, false, not. So both the numbers are same. So it will say false. And here,
True.
right?
True.
Because one is string and another is integer, so it is different. So we will get it true. Okay. Let me print it. Not same. This one is not same triple. So see, first is false and second is true, because in second time it has compared data type and value. Value is same, but data type is different. So true we got, not vice versa. So many times while working on the project, we have some scenarios we don't want to check if it is equal to or not. If it is not equal to, then we have to write some code. So we use not equal to over there. In so many projects, we have rule set. Whenever you raise the PR, your TL will check if you have used double equal to or triple equal to or not. If you have used double equal to, you will get the comment. You use triple equal to, right? In some project, you have got that as a ESLint. They might have set it. So when you compile there only, you will get the error. Instead of double equal to, use triple equal to. In Angular, we can set that. We can enforce developers that use triple equal to. If you have written if, mandatory else should be there. We can enforce, we can have rules like that. ESLint is a tool by which we can enforce such rules like that. Okay, clear everyone? Comparison. Okay, now after comparison, what type of operator we have?
Logical.
Right, logical and
Conditional.
conditional, right? So logical is like and or. Okay, so let's say where is product available, I'm saying is a true, and another variable will be where product total product price is equal to 400. Now I need to check if product is available and product size is greater than 400 or greater than 500. I need to check two conditions. First condition is if my product is available or not, and then second condition, if product price is greater than 500 or not. If yes, I will print true, otherwise something else, right? So here you can use your logical operator and or. Okay, so if, sorry, not if, console, or let's prod status. Okay, so first condition is if this variable has value true. So if equal to true, this is your first condition. And sorry, second condition, product price is greater than 500. Okay, what will be the output of this now?
False.
Right,
False.
because first condition is true, because value is true, so it will be true, but this is getting false. So if you print it, see, false we got. So and what is the behavior of and whatever the number of condition you have written, currently we have just combined two. Like that we can combine multiple also. Okay, so we can if all the conditions are true, then only you get the true. Okay, If one of the condition is false, you get it as a false. Let me show you over here now. Here you will see it properly. Let's say we have multiple condition true and true and true and true. So see, all are true, true, true. So what I will get? True. But if one of the condition is false, I will get false. Understood? Be on mute. When you use and requires all the condition to be true only, then only it will return true. If one of the condition is false, it will return false. And if all are false, false only. Okay? And will return true if all are true. If one of the condition, if one of the value is false and if all the value are false, it will return false only. It will only return true if all the conditions are true. Clear? Okay. Now the vice versa of and is or. So if you have true or true, clear it. Or see, I have 4 condition. Out of that, 3 are true and 1 is false. So still I'm getting true because I'm using or. Either any of the condition gets satisfied, you will get true. But if all the conditions are false, you will get false. See, if all the conditions are false, in or, you will get false. If one of the condition is true, you will get true. Clear? If one, when you use or, if it found one of the condition get true, it will return true. If all are false, you will get false. If all are true, it will return true only. Clear? This is your and or. Okay. Now tell me, if I have written like this, true and true or false, what will be the output of this? What will be the output of this?
True.
True. Because output of this is true.
Yes.
True or false. So one condition is true, so we will get true. Okay. True and true or false. Now
Either true or false.
it cannot be both, na? It will be one
Yes.
only. What it will be? What will be the output of the second one?
I think true.
True only, na? True or false. One is true, so you will get true. Okay. Now,
False.
right? Because what will be the output of this? True, right?
True.
Or na? So true, but another is false, and we are using as
False.
if both are true, then only you get true. Otherwise, you would get false. Okay. So many permutation combinations will be there, but again our logic will be same. So every bracket, evaluate that first. What will the output? Then if we have or, if one of the is true, you will get true, else false. If you have, and if all are true, then only you will get true, otherwise false. Okay, fine. So this is how we write. This is how we combine multiple conditions. We can have as number as conditions you can have. Okay, let's say here we have just two conditions. Again, let's say we have one more variable where is stock available, or is, what do we say, is return available. Okay, so we have three variable. Now previously we have written two condition. Now you can increase one more, and is return equal to true. Okay, so as many as condition you have, those many conditions you can write. 3, 4, 5, 6, so many conditions we can write. If you want to group yourself, put it into a round bracket and then group it. Okay, clear everyone? So this is your condition and or. Again, here you can use equal to, less than, greater than. All the combinations are possible. Anything else remaining? This much only we have got, right? Arithmetic, then your comparison and your logical. Anything else in operators?
Ternary operator.
Sorry, ternary is there. Now, let's say you have two condition, this or that. Okay, so we have one more, that is ternary operator. Ternary operator. What is the spelling? Okay. Now, where let's say student 1 is equal to student 1 marks equal to, let's say, 300. Okay. Now I need to check if student mark is greater than 500 or not. If it is greater than 500, student is pass, otherwise fail. Okay, either or. If the student mark is greater than 500, I need to have the value as student is pass, otherwise it is fail. So where result is equal to. So what you can do, you can normally use your if and else also. Okay, but in operator we have ternary operator. So condition, how do we write? If this variable student has marks greater than 500, then question mark, this is your condition. If this condition gets true, whatever you write it over here, this will execute, or else colon, this will execute. So this is like your if condition. If this condition gets satisfied, this part will execute, or else this part will execute. And whatever you have it over here, that gets stored into this variable. Whatever you have it over here, that gets stored over here. So see, student, if student has more marks greater than 500, so student is passed, or else failed. Okay, so see, result, same. We got failed because currently this variable has 300, so it is not greater than 500. So it will execute this part, and it will means the output of this will be this then, and it gets stored over here. If this is having 5, 10, 20, now you will get the first one. See, student is passed because this condition got true, so this part will get executed. This is your ternary operator. Just like if and else. Consider this is your if condition, this is your if block, and this is your else block, but a more shorter way to do that. Again, inside this also you can have one more ternary operator. Here also you can have, but we don't write nested ternary operator. That is bad programming. Okay, ternary operator we should use when you have either or case. Only two conditions are there, then only you should use ternary operator. If you have again, like if this condition gets true, again you have one more condition, you are writing it over here. If this condition gets false, again you have something over here. We should not go for a ternary operator in that case. Go for a normal if and else. Clear, everyone? This is everything what you should know about operators. Anyone having any question? So the catch will be like most of the things might be known to you. Just increment and decrement, double equal to, triple equal to might be new, and this ternary operator might be new for you. So the things I'm guessing like everyone was aware. Clear all? Anyone having any questions? Okay. Since we have time, can we start function today or tomorrow?
Sir, what about bitwise operator?
What do we have bitwise? I want to check. Bitwise falls under which type of operator? What is it like? Bitwise. Do we have in JavaScript?
I searched in Google. It is
We have double equal to, triple equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than. No, I think, yeah, I remember bitwise was something there. But don't worry, no one asked you bitwise, and we don't have any real use case of it. Matrix. Mhm. Only this much we have. I'm not able to find. What it does? Do you remember? Okay, this not sign, vice versa of it. Okay. So bitwise means this, let's say you have a variable and you need to check, let's say is active and the variable value is false. Now you need to check if the value is false or true, right? So what you do, if condition not, right? So this you can pause. This is one of the bitwise operator, I think, correct? So if instead of either you write like this, means you want to write a condition if this variable value is false. So either you write like this, either you'll write like this, or just a minute, a shortcut way to write it like this. Both are checking if the variable value is false or not. Okay, this is there. Fine. Shall we start function? At least introduction, or tomorrow? Guys, can we start function or you want me to start tomorrow?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay,
Yeah,
start beginning at least something, because operator was not such a major functions dot html. Now tell me, what is the use of function? Why do we need functions? What
Reusability of code.
reusability of code? Okay. Let's say I have some code which is not getting reused multiple time, only one time I'm using it, but still I will wrap it up in a function, right? So reusability is one thing. What else? Charger. Getting it? Reusability is one thing. If your code, if you have some code that is going to use multiple times, so you put it inside the function and you use it everywhere instead of repeating your code. Another way is just to organize your code also. Even though the lot, whatever the code you have, that is not getting repeated again and again, you are using it only single time. But still, instead of writing that code in a plain wherever you are going to need it, you wrap it in a function, and there you call it a function wherever you need. Okay, so let's see it. Script. Now, how do you create a function? Right. So function is a reserved keyword in JavaScript. Okay. Just a minute. Function is a reserved keyword. Function, then your function name. Let's say print name, round bracket, and then curly braces. This is a very basic example of function. Function, then your function name. Again, whatever the rules we had in variable declaration. How many rules we had in variable declaration? We discussed yesterday. What are the rules when we declare a variable?
Function name should not have space.
Right? So it won't allow space. So see, it is giving error. Then,
Should not start with number.
right? It is not allowing us to start with number. Special
Only
character
dollar.
also it is not allowing. But if I use dollar or underscore, it is allowing. Okay? In between, I can have a number. At the end, I can have a number. Clear? So whatever the rules we have seen for variable declaration, same follows for the function also. Fine. Now, when we talk about function, there are so many type of function that we will see in interview preparation. But majorly, when we talk about the basic, this is your normal function. Okay. So let's have it alert and we have some value. Welcome the 34 batch. So we have a function. Okay. And in that function, you have an alert box. Now that page I'm reloading, but I'm not getting this alert box. Why?
The function is not called.
Right?
Called
I haven't called
So
him.
you have to call the function. So function and then round bracket. So we call it as you call it. What do you call this, right? Either you say you are calling a function or you execute a function, or what is the other word for this? Either you say call, execute, or what else we say it?
invoke.
Invoke. Okay. So either you are executing this function, either someone will use call, someone will execute, someone will invoke. Now you will get the alert box. See, directly on the script tag, you are calling this function. You are executing this function. So this function will get called, and whatever the lines of code you have it over here, that will get executed. So here I'm writing the alert, then I will write confirm. And confirm has the message, are you sure want to delete or something? So now in this function, you have two lines of code, alert box and the confirm box. So whenever you reload, so you get first alert box, then you get confirm box. Understood? So what number of lines you have, all will execute. This is your normal function. Another function is, if you see in this function, if I call this function 20 times like this, will the function output will change? If I call like this, will my output of the function will change?
No.
It won't change. Every time, doesn't matter you are calling it 1 time or 50 times, every time this function will do the same thing. It will show two alert box with this message and with this message, because this is hard coded, correct? But let's say, let's try this also. See, okay. Like how many time we have, that many time it will now trigger. It hanged. Let me remove it. Got it? So every time when you call the function, you get the same output again and again. Okay. But let's say you want to create a function where you will decide what message has to be printed in alert box. Every time when you call the function, you will say, yeah, print this message, print this message. So now function print message. This was a normal function. Now we are creating a function which will accept some parameter. Okay, message. Now here I will say alert and here message. Now this is a function with the parameter. Now whenever you call the function, you can pass the value arguments. So this is what we call parameter. And when you call the function, when you execute the function and you pass some value, this is called as a, sorry, this is parameter and this is arguments. When you pass the value to the parameter, that process is called as arguments. Let's say number is even. Okay, I will comment this now. So see, number is even I'm getting. One more time I will call the function. Batch started yesterday. Now same function is behaving differently. Whatever the value you pass, that you get it over here. Let me add a debugger. So this function we are calling 2 times. So see, first time we call the function, we pass the value, number is even here. So see, you got it over here. Execute, alert box will be there. Then it will go over here. Now we are again calling the function, this time different value. So see, that value you get it over here and that you pass it into the alert box. So this is a function with the parameter. Let's say you want to create a function which will add 2 number. Okay. And it will print the addition of it. So let's say print sum of 2 number round bracket. So here we just had one parameter. You can have multiple also. So here num1 comma num2. So here you have 2 parameter. Okay. So what inside this function you will create a variable where result is equal to num1 plus num2. Then you will print the output console dot log and your result, or let's write it, sum is plus result. Okay, so we have a function now which accepts 2 parameter. It does the addition of these 2 variable, 2 parameter, and put the value over here, and that we are printing it in the console. Now when you call the function, you will pass 21 and 56. Let me remove, add the debugger over here. Again I'm calling the same function with different parameter, val and 30. Okay, let's add a debugger over here. Save. Now our execution is at line number 36. Once I execute, see, this symbol is to execute one by one line. This will directly continue to the next till the next debugger. Okay, so one time. So now I'm executing this function, but while executing this function, I'm passing 21 and 56. So it will go to my function. See, num1 got 21 and num2 got 56. The same order what you passed. While passing, you got 21 first, 56 seconds. So first parameter, whatever you pass, will go over here, and second will go over here. You are doing the addition of it, 77, and that you are simply printing. Okay. Second time I'm calling the function. This time I'm passing 12 and 30. So see, num1 will get 12, num2 has 30. Understood? Clear all? So you can have any number of parameters. There is no limit ki how many number of parameters you can have. But again, we don't give 10 or 15 parameters. Maximum 5 to 6 parameters normally we keep. But just be clear, we don't have any specific number or limitation that only this number of parameters you can have. Okay. Now, in the data type we saw, where was it? We said undefined is there. What is undefined? What is undefined? When do we get undefined? You might have, while working, you might have faced some error. Undefined,
When value
cannot
not
read from
defined.
undefined.
Not declared.
Not declare is something else, right? When you have a variable, but that variable doesn't have any value.
Yes.
You have not initialized that. So at that time, that will have an undefined value. Okay. So see now, this function has two parameters, num1 and num2. I'm calling this two function. It's working fine. But let's say I'm calling the function, but while calling, I'm just passing the one parameter. So see now what happens. Reload. One, two. So I'm calling the function with two parameter. It will execute properly. See, num1 got, num2 also has the value. Second time also I'm passing the two parameter. I got it properly. Third time I'm calling the function, but with only one value. I didn't pass the second value. So will it break now? Will it break?
No.
Because this function expect two parameter, but we are passing only one.
Yes, it will break.
Ideally it should break, but in JavaScript it won't break. Okay, JavaScript is a funny language in that way. See, function got executed, num1 has 44 because you pass only first parameter, so you got num1 as 44, but num2 you didn't pass. So if you didn't pass, means you didn't initialize the second parameter value, so it will be undefined. Understood? Clear?
Yes.
So now we got num1 which is having integer value and num2 which is undefined. Now can we add both these two? Shall it do the proper addition of these two? What will happen over here? What will happen over here in result?
Now I think it will break.
Okay, it won't break. What do we got? What is
Not
this?
a number.
Not a
NaN,
Not a
right?
number.
So we had one more data type, NaN. So whenever you are trying to do the addition, but in both the variable you have string value, null value, or both the values are not integer, right? Or even if it is not string, if it is string, it will at least concatenate. But one number is in one variable you have number value, but another variable you have string value, null value, undefined value. So not a addition. Addition won't be possible. So you will get NaN, not a number. Understood? So this is what data type. Okay, if the variable is there or if the parameter is there, but that value is not initialized, you will get undefined. If while addition, one variable is integer and another variable is not integer, it can be string, null, or undefined, you will get it as a null. Sorry, NaN, not a number. Clear? But let's say I want to handle this use case. How we can handle this? I should not get NaN over here. Doesn't matter user has passed the value or not. I should be able to handle it. Always I should get the integer value only. Doesn't matter user has passed the value or not. How we can handle it? What we should be doing so that we should not get NaN.
We can write a condition, check the value is
I don't want to write the condition. Yeah, obviously we can write if and else condition, we can check if the value is there or not, then we will do it. But I don't want to write the condition. That will just I will write some extra code. It will be good if we can pass a default value to this, if you pass the value, it will consider that. Otherwise, it will consider the default value, whatever you say. So here you can initialize variable value like this. So this become default value of this parameter. While calling the function, if you pass the value, it will consider that. If you don't pass it, it will consider 0. See now. Reload. Okay. Now first time I'm calling the function, I'm passing both of the variable value, both of the parameter argument. So see, num1 is 21, num2 is 56 because you pass the both the value. Second time also you are passing the same value. See, num1 is having 12 and num2 is having 30. Now third time you are just passing only one parameter. So see, num1 has 44, but num2 is considered at 0. Now it is taking the default value. Now it won't break. At least some positive integer you will get it. Understood? So when you create a function, function parameter can have a default value, whatever you want, 0, 1, 2. If this is numbers, so we are going with 0. If it was a string, we can go with empty. Okay. Let's say another example. I want a function which will generate a full name. First name, middle name, last name is there, but I want to create a function which I will pass first name, middle name, last name, but in return I will get full name. So generate full name. You see, whenever I'm creating a variable or the function name, I'm using camel case. If it's a single word, whatever the variable or the function name you are creating, if it's a single word, directly go with the small case. But if that word contains two words, if your variable name or the function name contain two words, second word, first character should be capital like this. So this is what camel case. Normally, no one. What is the other one? Pascal, na? Where we write everything in capital, correct? I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Pascal case, right? So this is the camel case. Normally, everyone, at least in JavaScript, everyone will go for a camel case. In .NET or Java, sometimes they use Pascal also. Okay, where all the things are in capital, like this. Okay, now, so this function will require three parameter: fname, comma middle name, comma last name. Okay, so this function has three parameter: fname, middle name, and last name. Now what I need to do, I need to generate that into a full name. So where full name is equal to fname plus mname plus lname, and I will simply console it. Or let's say I need to return it. In this function we have printed it over here itself, but I need to return it now. So I have a return keyword, return full name. This is the third type. First type of function was very basic one. It didn't had any parameter. It was not returning. It was a normal function. Second type of function was function with a parameter. Function with a parameter. Now third type of function is a function which can return a value. Either it can have a parameter or not, doesn't matter, but it can return some value. Okay. Now whenever I call this function, if I call this function like this, and if I pass, let's say, three parameter, Chetan, P, last name, Jogi. So I'm calling this function. While calling, I'm passing the correct parameter also, and it will execute fine also. Okay. So I have a function which has three parameter, and while calling the function, I'm passing the three parameter also, string one. Reload. I'm calling the function now with the three parameter. It will go over here. We got the specific values. It will concatenate. Is it correct? Was our logic correct to create a full name? Is this correct output?
We have to give space between first name,
Right.
middle.
We have to give a space. So how you will give a space? How you will add a space?
Using double quotes between
Right.
first name,
So
middle
see,
name.
first name, then plus one more value, single space. Here also, single space. Now your full name will look fine. Now you got a proper full name because you have added a space in between every concatenation. Okay. Now you are returning the value. So you have a function where whatever computation it is doing, it is returning something. But while calling it, you called it like that. So this function has written something, but you didn't catch it, right? So whenever you have a function which is returning something, so this is returning something, so you have to catch it into another variable where full name 1 is equal to like this. Because this function was returning something, so you have to store it into another variable. Whatever it is returning, that gets stored over here. See now. Save. Reload. It is returning, and you see whatever this function return, that gets stored into the variable. So whenever you have a function which is returning something, make sure you are catching the result. You don't call it like the remaining function. You have to store it into a variable. So output of this, whatever this function return, that gets stored over here. Clear all? Okay. So this is the third type of function which can return. Again, as I said, a function which can return value, sometimes it can have a parameter, sometimes not. Let's say I have a function which can simply return today's date. It will simply return today's date. So return new date. So this function doesn't have a parameter, right? Where current date is equal to get today's date. It will simply return the value, whatever that function has. See, I got the value in return, current date. This function doesn't have a parameter, but it is returning value. So when you talk about return, doesn't matter it has a parameter or not, function can return a value. So these are the basic types of function. A function which doesn't have a parameter and it is not simply returning, this is the one type of function. Then we have another function which is having parameter and it is either alert or console, or it might have some number of lines. It is not returning anything. Then we can have a function which can have a parameter and it can return some value. We can have a function which doesn't have parameter and it can return value. Three types of functions we have. Again, so many are there that we will see in interpretation. You know, anonymous function, function with a name, callback function, first class function, higher order function. So many different types of functions are there. Self-executing function. Okay. Clear everyone? This is very basic of your function. Anyone having any doubt? Learn something new? Or you already knew everything? Might be this default parameter was new for some people. Okay. Yeah. Anyone having any doubt? Again, whatever the rules we had for variable and function name, same goes for the parameter name also. See, we cannot have a space. It cannot start with a number. It cannot start with the special character apart from allowed one. Same rules goes for the parameter name also. Okay. Fine. Anyone having any doubt?
No.
Fine. So today was the last demo session. Those who want to register, just ping me. Okay.
Just one question in this operators one.
Hmm.
Actually, one operator is that is a nullish coalescing operator. It is very confusing. Can you explain that, please?
That we will see in nullish coercing means, see, for that we need object. Let's say you have an object, employee object, and inside that you have some properties. Let's say name, something, city, something, right? This object is having everything. Now let's say while printing, while accessing, those who don't know object, let it be. We have a separate session just for object. Okay. Employee name dot state. Now what it will print? What will be the output over here?
Undefined because state is not defined.
Undefined, because our object doesn't have any property with the property name. So by default, it is undefined. So here it won't break. Here it will print undefined. But while working on Angular, if you have something like this, if you are using it into interpolation, it will break. Right? Your application will break if you have it in the interpolation in HTML, in Angular. So before reading this, be on mute. Voice is required. So before reading it, you have to check if this, sorry, let's say this doesn't have any object. This is like this. Now what it will happen? It will break over here also. Okay, let's see. Operator. See, it is breaking. It is saying cannot read properties of undefined reading state, because your variable itself is not initialized. So you cannot read something from which is not initialized, right? It's breaking. So we can handle it by adding a question mark over here, that is null check. So now if this variable value is there, then only it will execute remaining things. Otherwise it won't go execute whatever you have it over here. Save, reload. So see, now it is not breaking. So this is your nullish check. Before executing this further thing, whatever you have it over here, you are just checking if this variable value is valid or not. Understood? So this is your nullish check. Before executing the remaining thing, you first check if the value is valid or not. Okay. So in Angular, when you use interpolation, we use nullable checks. If your object has nested object, so before accessing, we add a null check. Make sense? We will again see it properly. Clear? Clear all?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Let's connect tomorrow. Okay, those who have paid, I have already added you in the different group. I will share the task. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.